Backstage in Palm Springs, where the desert meets the stars, with Jason Mannino.
Hi. Coachella Valley has always been a sanctuary for artists, but today, it's a powerhouse. Between the world-class talent that calls the desert home and the stars who travel here to grace our stages, Palm Springs has its finger on a nationwide pulse of theater, cabaret, and the vibrant culture that makes this city legendary. We're bringing you intimate conversations with the people who make it happen. Let's go backstage in Palm Springs. Welcome to Backstage in Palm Springs. Our guest today is a certified comedy legend and a true chameleon. To millions, she's the martini-clutching, gotcha-slinging Joe Calamezzo on Parks and Recreation. To others, she's the backbone of Mad TV, the soul of the apocalypse in Fear the Walking Dead, and most recently, the historic new voice of Jimbo Jones on The Simpsons. She is a 2024 Palm Springs International Comedy Festival Hall of Fame inductee, a masterful oil painter, and on March 21st, she brings her brilliant improvised madness right here in Palm Springs to the Bent Theater Company in her new show, Mo Collins is Winging Out. Please welcome the incomparable Mo Collins. Hi.
Hi, that's a very nice introduction.
Oh, it's true, all of it. It's just who you are and what you've done, right?
Yeah, well, none of it was lies. Well done. I mean, some of the words are, I don't know if I merit those things, but thank you.
I think you. I think you do. I think you do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dive on in here. Yeah. You're gonna be here in about 2 weeks, doing your show at the Ben, as I just mentioned. And I'm a fellow actor and artist. And as a result, I've always been fascinated by your process. You've spent decades disappearing into these big, loud characters, and then you go home and sit in the silence of a studio and paint. And so I wanted to ask, when you're preparing for a live, high-wire act like Wigging Out, will the desert air in Palm Springs help quiet that committee or just make them more rambunctious and ready to play?
I don't know that there's any real process other than making sure I get a decent night's sleep the night before. I will sometimes just sort of check in with myself and make sure that all cylinders are ready to fire.
Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
Yeah, I was just trying to think, what does that mean? What does that feel like? I think it's just checking in with my alertness level. Just kind of checking in. And if I'm not quite there, just kind of rev myself up if I need to.
When I hear alertness level, if I may, just bouncing it out of my own filter, I hear your level of presence, of being in the moment, that kind of.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's really what it is. Because, one of the things in doing a show like this, because it is all improv, is just being present and not getting in my own way.
Sure.
The second that's why it's funny, this show, it's like how to prepare for it. Honestly, the best prep is no prep, because if I put too much into my brain that I'm quote unquote supposed to do, it's not going to be what it actually is. And that's what it is supposed to be.
Sure.
The show ends up being just this. I just love doing it so much, I got to tell you, because it's just, I have so much fun with the audience. This ends up being our show. It's not just my show, right? It's everybody in the room. I always end up feeling like I've just had a bunch of really great friends in my garage and we played.
And that's interesting, because when I hear you saying not getting into your head too much, what came forward for me was the idea that the show doesn't really get created until you're in the room with the audience. Is what it is.
Oh
Yeah.
They play such a part. It's sort of like, I've been joking that it's like Build-A-Bear, but with Mo Collins.
That's great.
It's like, because the audience chooses the wig.
Yes.
Wig, plural. They give me the suggestions. And I mean, sometimes they just get rowdy and really start throwing things at me, which is hilarious. And like I say, they end up building it. And then I just take it from there with an improvised monologue.
Sure.
So it's, I also liken it to surfing, which I've never done. But I'm going to use it as a
Riding the wave. I get it. Yeah.
Because you're riding the wave, and that's being present in the moment. What is the audience feeling, doing, reacting, not reacting? What do I feel it needs? At the same time, paying attention to whatever improvised monologue I'm doing, I'm trying to craft it in the moment. I, look for arcs. I look for ways out when I feel like its time has sort of finished. So there's definitely you got to be real alert during
On your
this show
feet.
because it's firing on a lot of different
Yeah.
cylinders, but those are the cylinders that I'm really good at.
Yeah,
If I can count my own
we've seen it. We've seen it.
yeah, like that's why I love doing the show so much is because it's using all the things I'm good at, and I also like that I'm letting people in on my process because I know that I'm fully aware, obviously, that people are fans of mine because of the character work I've done over the years, and people all the time, where did that character come from?
Sure.
What are
Yeah.
your influences? But some of it, I mean, I've done so many. If you look back at Mad TV, it was just every week I was being thrown a wig, or whatever, and said, "Here, you're playing this now. You're playing that." So that happened in the mirror, and that's what I do with the show. It's like I have a script on Mad TV, but there's the mirror. There was the help of the hair and makeup department to help
Yeah.
me find
Yeah.
something. And I always really love doing that too. Like I didn't, even if I just had a couple lines, I like to really think about what this character was going to be like. And once you throw on a wig, anything is possible. So I bring people in because I have the mirror on stage with me. So they see me. Yeah, it's like you're looking at me looking in the mirror.
Yeah. Oh, yes. We can see that we get, sorry, but if I may, we'll get to,
Yeah.
in that we witness your transformation.
That's what this is. I want
Yeah.
people to
That's
see.
beautiful. That's
I
beautiful.
really want I want people to see what it looks like
Yeah.
for me too, and what it's been for me all those years. And truly, a million times in front of the mirror, it was just somebody started to form.
Yeah. I
And I
can't,
want them in on that.
I can't wait. That's great. That's
Yeah, it's
exciting.
fun.
So
Yeah,
let me
I
ask,
really enjoy doing it.
good. I want to talk a little bit more about your longevity in your career. You've spent decades building characters from the ground up, but you've recently stepped into the beanie under the beanie of Jimbo Jones. What's the most surprising thing about inhabiting a voice that's existed in this zeitgeist for decades?
It's different to step into somebody, this is a character that's 30 years in the
Yeah.
can. So with this, obviously first and foremost was vocal quality. And I'm a mockingbird, so I did my best with that. And the other part of it is to kind of understand from what Jimbo is operating from, right? Like so I watched old episodes and such from the beginning too. Like I wanted to see Jimbo's genesis because
Yeah.
as we all know, we start one place and 30 years. It's even though it's ultimately sort of the same, there's nuances.
And the culture in
And
which it's
so
being created has changed, and all of that. It just changes over those, all
yeah.
of that kind of, yeah,
So
sure.
I wanted to capture that. And in going forward, and I've only done a couple of them so far, but in going forward, it's a symbiotic relationship with the creators to then they can see me and what I might be able to bring to Jimbo. Yeah, so I look to them too to kind of stretch Jimbo perhaps in some new ways, and whether that's I don't know what that would be, um but it kind of feels like they're letting me use my comedy chops in there because that's obviously part of it too. It's The Simpsons, but from wherever I operate comedically on those Jimbo lines, they're very open to it.
That's great. And then,
Yeah.
and you talked about being a mockingbird, but what's that actual balance between the legendary Jimbo Jones and Pamela Hayden's work, and then you bringing the new stuff to that work?
What's the what of it? I'm sorry.
What's the balance?
The balance? This one is mostly about just getting what they want. They've already created this character. So that's my job.
Right. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
And like I say, it's only been a couple times, so really I'm just still trying to fill shoes.
Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So you were inducted to the Palm Springs International Comedy Festival Hall of Fame last year. What was that like being acknowledged by your peers, getting presented from Kathy Griffin, that
I
award?
know it was great. That was a great time. And I had Will Sasso there and Deborah Wilson. Kathy's introduction was just, I mean, it's kind of crazy to have an icon like say all these very kind things about you. So that was great. We had a good time. We had such a good time. And then Kathy and I stayed at the Parker, which was really fun.
Yeah, that is fun. Great. I
Yeah.
watched your recent podcast with Kathy Griffin.
Oh, yeah.
Everything it was crazy going on in Minnesota. It seems to have
Yes.
calmed down a little bit in Minneapolis,
It
but I
hasn't, by the way, it has not calmed down.
we're just not seeing it as much in the news then.
Right. It has not calmed down. They're delivering more SUVs as we speak.
Oh wow! And I was
Yep.
about to ask with what and I've looked at some of your threads, so I know how politically engaged you are. I was about to ask, looking at the world right now with everything going on this week, how are you doing?
Isn't that the craziest question ever right now? There's no quick, simple answer to it that isn't actually a lie. That's how I feel. I feel like, how have I started to answer it? I'm doing fine. I'm, I have a roof over my head. No one's pulling me over and dragging me out of my car.
Yeah,
I'm white. I, I'm a size female. Like I am good. I have white privilege and I'm very well aware of it. But, I operate too from this place of great understanding that not everybody is as lucky as me. And that is lucky. That's just luck of the draw, lucky. It's how I was born. Um, so that's how I answer it. Because it just feels bogus to say, "Oh, I'm fine." Like
oh
I'm
yeah,
good, I'm fine. How are you? Like I don't know how to not recognize the moment, I guess.
sure,
That,
of
that
course.
that's just not me.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So how is that? How does that gel with being a comedian, being an actress in this space? And I know how I answer that for myself, but I'd love to hear.
Art is resistance.
Yeah, I
Art is resistance. Artists, it is to me anyway, it's part of the job description if you want to call it a job, but it is all throughout history, obviously, and in so many ways, comedians, they are the voice of the time. Levity is obviously critical right now if we can manage it, like um, it's just critical. But we're gauges on the time. It's our responsibility, I think, to speak on these things, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
and I think it's also joy is resistance.
Joy
Being
is total resistance.
Giving
Yeah,
people levity
laughter
so they
is
can laugh.
resistance. It is total resistance. Yeah, and I've been acknowledging that in my show because I think I would otherwise feel like a hypocrite or something if I just went out and pretended that nothing was happening because that's not who I am, like I say.
I'm
So I,
with
I
you.
acknowledge it while at the same time, I mean, unless some improvised character has some feelings about it, that I don't know, um, come through. But I acknowledge it for sure. I'm not gonna pretend this isn't happening.
I do a monthly cabaret, and every month I'm like, how do I not? How do I exactly? How do I go into doing this and without pretending that this isn't happening, and all, but also not banging people over the head with it? Kind of.
Yeah, but I think when you do that at the top, I really do feel this, that it's sort of it kind of pops a hole and lets the exhale happen once you acknowledge it right away. Because otherwise, I really kind of think that most aware people anyway, and I feel like most of the people in my audience are aware, they're looking for it. because they want to know that you are on board, that we're swirling in bullshit. I think it's good to let them know right away.
Yeah,
That's what I think.
right.
Because then they can kind of relax and go, oh, okay, she knows. She's not one of those that's just sort of pretending that this isn't, she's not oblivious. No, I'm full on aware. And I make note of it right off the top because I want people to exhale as early on in the show as possible so that we've got this time together to exhale and breathe in and laugh and just sort of express for, the period of the show
Yeah,
before going back out into it.
I
It's filling our
agree.
cup.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree. I have a message here that
Oh.
Gina said to say hi and that she's leaving the porch light on for you.
Oh, that's hilarious. Did she
Uh,
really? Did,
yeah, and you know who am I talking? Who is?
this Laura,
Yeah,
right?
that's Laura.
Okay.
Yeah.
Laura. Yeah, we used to play these characters, Gita and Gita. And we'd leave the porch light on for each other. Yeah. That's hilarious. She
Yeah.
works at the theater, right? Or does
She
stuff
just
there?
she just did an amazing job directing Vince's last play
Cool.
in the wake, and I've actually been directed by her before. She's very engaged in the and they're
Lovely.
really there's so much going on in the desert. I don't know if you're aware of that. It's crazy. Yeah.
A little bit, but yeah, yeah. It's and one of the things going on the very same weekend I'm there, and we have talked about this. Kathy Griffin is also playing.
Oh
Yeah.
wow! I saw that.
Uh-huh. So yeah. So I'm like, oh boy, that's some competition for seats. But here's what I said to her. I said, how about, the people that are in your Friday night show come Saturday night to the
Plug my
bed.
show for me.
Oh, she's going to.
Oh, that's great.
And she plugged it on the podcast and it's listed on her podcast. Like
Oh yes, yes, I saw that. I saw that.
like this, see, this is a good, this is what we should all be doing, which is what Kathy's doing. Like she is action, right? Like she is plugging me. She's just being so incredibly supportive.
Generous, yeah.
Oh my God, so generous. So I am grateful to her for doing that. But we laugh about it too because because I'm like, Kathy, of all the weekends, I'm like, but I'm gonna go see her show on Friday night.
Maybe I'll try to do that as well. Probably if it's not sold out.
I think it's sold out.
Okay.
I think it's already sold out. So I was like, okay, so anybody else that's looking for some female comedy, but mine has wigs, and I know wigs are big in Palm Springs.
They
They
sure
sure
are. They
are.
sure
Yes.
are.
And by the way, wigs are welcome in the audience. I want to
You've
make that
said that.
clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you wear a wig out with me. People are also welcome. If you want to bring a wig and add it to whatever I'm choosing for, or have me do a character in a wig that you bring, and of course I will return it. Wigs are not cheap. I'll do that too. It's a very free-form show. I can't say that enough.
That's great.
I wanted to ask
Yeah.
you, you're an oil
You're
painter
an
as
oil
well.
painter as well.
A painter, and I use
A
oils. I
painter.
use acrylic.
How
How
does
Um,
that
inform
how
your
does that
work as an
inform your work
actor?
as an actor?
as an actor, I don't know that it has.
Okay.
I don't know that it has. And yet there's a theme in my painting that goes with me being a character actress.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my paintings are, I just call them heads, but they're characters. Yeah, and I guess I've always found that interesting that
Have they reflected any of the characters that you've
no, the paintings haven't really affected my acting. If it's going to go one way, I would say my acting has in fact affected my painting more. And I don't even know if that's true. It's just like whoever walks into the studio that day is is the one that affects the canvas, and that can be anybody. So yeah, it's just I mean, I've been an artist since I was a little kid. that's really what I thought I was going to be, was a visual
Oh,
artist.
wow.
Yeah.
To go down the path to performing, then I know you were, was it at Briggs Improv in Minneapolis,
Dudley
Wisconsin?
Riggs, yeah. Dudley Riggs. But even before that, starting in junior high, I was in an improv group. I learned improv very young. And when so much in the world wasn't going well for me at about 19 years old, I went, what's that thing I love so much? Oh, yeah, improv. And there I found my people. I found my people. And all of a sudden there's, a check with my name on it. And it's like, oh, okay. So do what you love. That's the lesson there.
That's great.
And I can still paint. It's like, so my artistry just grew limbs.
That's wonderful. That's amazing. You
Yeah.
mentioned junior high. I know I saw somewhere, I think I read somewhere that it said your drama coach in junior high was also the football coach.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
He's the one that named me Mo.
Oh, wow.
My legal name is Maureen,
Yes. Yeah.
and I was a totally shy, like painfully shy little girl. And in the halls of the junior high one day, Mr. Hermiting, this big personality, football coach, but drama coach, he's like, "Hey, Mo!" And I'm like, "Oh my God, whoever he is, I would not want to be him." And he points at me and he goes, "You, yeah, you, get over here and sign up for this." And it was for an improv show. Like that's where it started. That's what he
Wow.
did that. Like he split my personality so shy girl could just stay over here. And then there's this other person that was living inside me named Mo that he named her Mo, put her up on stage and said, you can be anything you want to be.
That's amazing. But he saw something. He saw you. He saw
He
Mo.
did. He did. I don't know how. I really don't know how because, like I say, painfully shy, painfully so. Yeah,
Did he direct school plays and all of that stuff as well?
he
Or
did.
that's interesting.
Isn't that wild?
Because those are usually very split, the football team and the drama.
And
And
he did both the same way. Like it was almost sometimes a little terrifying. He did everything with love. This is the thing, like love, and people just adored him, revered him. And, but if he got mad, like in rehearsals or something, you're like, oh my God, because he's got this booming voice and like, do it again, and it's like, oh my God, okay, okay. But he loved us and we knew it. Like he made sure first that we knew we were loved.
great.
And, but he made us work hard, strive for something, be
Yeah.
our best. And you know who else came out of that world? His world? Steve Zahn, the
Oh,
actor.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he also had Mr. Hermiting.
And then, but then Briggs, a lot of people, there are a lot of big people that came out of that as well, I think, right?
Dudley Riggs, yeah. A notable one, of course, is Al Franken.
Yes.
Yep. Because it was a very, very political social satire, highly political. So I guess that's sort of started it for me. Every day started with reading the newspaper top to bottom, so we knew everything that was going on and could start our writing process. And we did improv with every show afterwards. After the sketch show, we then did an improv set. So we were on our toes.
What an incredible training ground at such a young point, and that's amazing. So
It was
that
amazing.
informs everything. Even if you're a serious actor, you need to be able to improvise.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I got such a good schooling without college, to be honest. Because I got into rigs, to the touring company, I think at 20, and then resident company after that. And um, I have a pretty strong work ethic.
That brings me to a question that isn't on my list: is when you went, from Parks and Rec to Fear the Walking Dead, how did all of that inform what you were doing on that that
Well,
show?
yeah, same amount of hairspray. It's, I mean, my job on Fear the Walking Dead was to bring darkness to the light. That being said, comedy on a drama is a very, very different beast. And I definitely was afraid of being laughed at for the wrong reasons.
Mhm.
I was very, very, I don't want to say paranoid, but kept me on my toes to be learning from everybody how to do it. You know, it was sort of a fake it till you make it scenario in some ways, it felt like, because honestly, when I first started and I'd be, like face to face with somebody in this really serious scene, I felt like I was doing a Mad TV sketch.
Oh, wow. Tell me
Because
about
on Mad TV, like if we were doing a take on a drama show that's out there, we were doing a drama.
yeah, sure.
We were doing a drama. So when I did a real drama, I at first felt like I was in a sketch doing a real drama. And then I went, no, this is what it is. It's
Interesting.
just like we did. I mean, it's very similar to the satire we did on drama sketches on Mad. Yeah.
I heard you in a podcast the other day talking about your work on the set of Parks and Rec with Aziz Ansari and how it was a lot like because he comes from the stand up world, and there was this sort of this you weren't going to let him beat you almost kind of thing, and that. But then you made a comment about how it was the Irish in you that wasn't going to let. Do you remember that? Does that make sense?
I don't remember saying anything about trying to beat somebody. But it's great.
Just the game playing that was going on.
Well, it's what it is and what it was is it's great to be amongst people that keep you sharp. And I'm among those people, that I put myself there too. So that's even better when it's like, please make me better, right? Please make me better, make me sharper, make me quicker. Um, and anything I do is a reflection on them, and anything they do is a reflection on me. And that's how ensemble comedy works. We shine a light on each other,
Mhm.
you know? Um, but I loved it there because it was just a great place for me to be because I am sharp like that. And because I do bring extra, it's why they had me. It's, like Amy Poehler would say when I was on set, it's like, it's Mo's here. Just keep the camera rolling. Because she knew that until
That's a
somebody yelled
huge
cut.
acknowledgement. Yeah,
Yeah, I was going to keep talking until somebody yells cut. So,
that's
so
great.
she's like, just keep it rolling.
That's great. Coming from Amy Poehler, that's quite an acknowledgement.
She operates the same way. She knows that, it's all digging for gold, right? In a comedy mine, and you get the right people. And Amy, I always say this about her, she's captain of the ship. And when the captain of the ship has no ego, nobody else coming aboard can have one either. So it's just this perfect playground of just the best people.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be, especially if you're making comedy. Come on, yeah. Get people that are ready to make each other laugh, make the crew laugh, and make the world laugh. That's our job.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lorraine Swanson has been around for decades now. Yeah. And how do you think her perspective has evolved in 2026? Is she more confused or completely over it? Or what is she doing?
Well, the most beautiful thing about Lorraine is that she has always been curious, most of all. If you go back and you see, she has a curiosity that I feel like most people should probably adopt, and perhaps we'd be less ignorant. So Lorraine evolves with the times. She's got to have an awareness because she literally questions just about everything and considers everything. Like considers it to a fault, right? She can take a tack and consider every single thing about it. So you take that sort of myopically small example and then take it on a broader sense of the world. And Lorraine is a fine example of what people should be.
Yeah, I mean that to me that makes her so powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, and she also doesn't get ruffled. It's like t today everybody's so sensitive to everything, and we just, don't know how to brush a little dirt off our shoulders anymore. Lorraine knows how to do that, and that's you've seen in Minneapolis and St. Paul these days too, with everything going on up there. These people, and that's Lorraine Swanson stock up there.
Yeah.
Um, they obviously recognize when things are serious, but they can also let some things roll off the shoulder and just keep going.
Yeah. Yeah.
A
Yeah.
lot of lessons there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man.
We can all use those lessons for sure.
Yeah.
So you proved on Fear the Walking Dead that you can handle the apocalypse.
Yeah, good thing,
There-
right?
Is there another serious genre or psychological thriller or role that you're still itching to sink your teeth into?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'd love to sink my teeth into a lot of things before they fall out. I think it'd be interesting because I do so much character. I think it would be really interesting to play something that's more akin to myself and who I
Mm.
actually am. Because I think that would be really challenging.
What would be challenging about that?
Who am I? Who am I?
Wow.
Because right now my answer is that I'm a lot of people. My name is apt, isn't it? Mo, short for more. Um, I mean, I have a good understanding of like my soul, I guess, um, but yeah, I think I'm also very aware that when we're out in the world, we project different parts of ourselves depending on who we're talking to. And so this is how I do find out more about who I am. It's like over the years, pretty much post Mad, when I started doing stand up and such, I went, oh, okay. So this is more who I am because I can't go to each individual in the audience and go, how do they see me? I just have to put something out there and see what feels the most comfortable, most like me, most authentic, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be interesting, especially if the script isn't something that it is what my life has specifically been. How and who do I apply to that script? That is
Right.
just sort of normal lady, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
You
what I,
mentioned sorry,
oh, no, go ahead.
going from Mad TV to doing some stand up. What was that transition like?
Oh, that was just out of desperation. Uh, no, I think it's the artist's need and responsibility to reinvent yourself. That was just a next logical and also a place that allowed me. I was able to do it because of Mad TV, you know. That's how it started because I'd go to comedy clubs and people were like, "Hey Mo, do you want to go up and do 10 minutes?" And one time I just went, "Okay." And that's how that started. And then there was a weekend that Tampa Improv that their person canceled on them on a Sunday for that Tuesday through next Sunday. And I said, I'll do it. And I had never done an hour, you know. So on the airplane, I just kind of looked at all the times I got up and did different 10 minutes, 15 minutes here and there. And on a water bottle, on a Fiji water bottle, I put an order of things that sort of had an arc to them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And none of it, my stand was never like written down or anything. It's more funny storytelling in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how stand-up started.
How did it go?
Great.
Wow.
I know it.
That's
But I
amazing.
mean, I'm indulged because I did Mad TV too. Like they were in those seats because of that. So
Sure.
I had and yet I don't want to take credit away either because you can't just go up there and do nothing. You have to, you've got to entertain them. And I did.
I'm sure you did. Sure you did.
But
You
it
know,
was
I'm
like
not,
the people too. Like it's the people in the audience. They keep it fun. It's
yeah,
the surfing again.
it's it's also people in the audience are part of the creation of what's happening in the moment, I would think.
Totally.
You bring
Totally.
that
It's like my
comfort.
stand-up started with just crowd work. I would do about at least 10 minutes of crowd work. And in that, I'm throwing a net. I'm, tossing out the net and gathering information about who they
Yeah.
are. And then, of course, because my style is very improvisational, even though I had stories and I did have punchlines and things like that after a while, but I would throw in the information throughout the hour, and they're just so wowed by that. It was just so just that was too easy to do. Felt like a trick, but it worked.
In honor of Joan Calamezzo, if you were gotching yourself today, what's one scandalous thing Mo Collins did this week that we want to know?
Oh my goodness. This week. Wow, I've hardly done anything this week. Scandalous thing this week.
Or
Well, that's
last week?
or last week. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a scandalous thing. I'm so boring in my personal life. Scandalous. Scandalous. What have I done? Oh, there's got to be something. There's got to be something. I think I just normalize every weird thing that happens in my life. So I really do like so that because my days are just filled with weird things, like accidentally shitting your pants or something.
Oh my God.
Um, never trust a fart or shart or
Yes, yes, yes.
um, that sort of thing. I mean, at 60, things get a little tricky. But yeah, I don't know if I have any big scandals. I wish
Yes, okay.
I'm sure I probably do. I just don't even know that they're
You can get
scandals.
back to me. You can
Yeah.
get back to me. Tell me a little bit more about the show coming up at the Bennett, in particular in the contextual environment of doing that, bringing the show into an LGBTQ space. What does that mean? And just tell me about that a little bit.
Well, they're great audiences. That I know. I've always had a pretty great fan base there in that world, you know. And again, I think some of that has to do with I've sort of been a drag queen myself all these years. And I call myself that, I embrace that. It started back on Mad TV when I was doing Cher and, Shakira and all these things. And it's like, and so was the drag community. So it's like just a sisterhood, really.
Yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah,
Yeah. But ah, they're great. I don't know. I don't know that the people are people is kind of where I'm at.
yeah, absolutely. I hear that. I hear
Yeah,
that.
and certainly that community is more open. I know for me as a performer, it frees me up a lot, right? Like I don't have to be as careful about my parameters,
Sure.
you know, bef when you're reading the room. Um, I just try and read the room when I first come out, and see who's there and what the parameters might be. Because I want everybody to have a good time. But, some people might not like it too. I don't know. But that's how shows go. That's how it works. Not everybody's
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
But that's the goal.
And being on this high wire with no net, which is what's wigging out, sounds like to me, has there ever been a moment where you put on a wig, opened your mouth, and nothing came out? How do you handle a system restart like that kind of?
Oh, that has never happened yet, but I'm
Oh
always
wow,
afraid of it. Always
really?
afraid.
That's interesting.
It's, I think, I guess I don't know any performer really that isn't backstage beforehand going, what if this is the night? What if this is the time? It doesn't work. You can't ride the bike. What if this is it? But that keeps you on your toes.
Absolutely,
But
absolutely.
again, I, it feels really fail safe to me because if you are in the moment, there is something there. We're never as human beings without something is right there to the detriment. Sometimes we can't shut shit down, but something comes through always. There's always something.
Yeah.
If you're just there, see it, say it, feel it, there's always something there.
Yeah, of course. I hear that.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a most cursed or difficult wig that brought out a character that really surprised you?
Oh, yeah.
Who was that?
Yeah, there was one where it's just this horrific. She was hilarious, thank God, but a horrific mortician who, as it turned out, was just like a serial killer.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, oh my goodness. When I took that one off, I was just like, oh my God, was that really somewhere in me? That was
Everything. So, somewhere in us, right?
that stuck out. But again, that was just me following wherever the character was going. I don't know.
You ever have characters that are great characters that have a lot to say, but maybe aren't funny, maybe are more
Yes.
serious?
Yes. Yep. Like I say, I don't know what's going to come out, and depending on who's in there, and that's the other thing about this show that I love, and where I say this show is all the things I love, and I am a, you know, politically aware, equality aware, all the things, and so because that's so much what's inside me, sometimes that stuff can't help but come out,
Or yeah,
depending, and I had one character that. She was mad. She was mad. And we both got some shit off our chest, which was great, right? Like it's, all these unknown people inside that come out. It's like we both kind of get to work some shit out.
there are so many women in this world that have a right to be mad. There's no doubt about that.
You're
Brings me to
rageful.
another question: do men ever show up in your characters?
Sure, anybody can show up.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, anybody's available.
A couple more questions to wrap up here. After years in the biz, is there a question that you're shocked people don't ask you?
Oh my God, that question. That's a great question. Ask it again.
After all these years in the biz, is there a question that you're shocked people don't ask you or haven't asked you?
You stumped me with that question.
There's a follow up
Because,
to that.
yeah, you have a follow-up?
What question do you wish people would ask you that they haven't asked? You want people.
Um, the question I want them to ask me is, are you available to come do your show somewhere? Because the
Absolutely.
answer is yes, I am.
Yeah, because they would be idiots if they said no. They would be idiots if they said no.
Yeah.
Mo,
That's why
thank
I
you for
was so glad
sharing.
when you guys asked. Like it was just so great. I met Steve at a birthday
Yeah,
party
he
or
told me about
something,
Danielle
right?
Kennedy's birthday party.
Yes. And it was like, he's like, well, do you have something? I'm like, yes, I do. Thanks for asking. But that's how it works. And I am really excited to come. I really am. I'm excited.
We're excited to have you.
Good.
So thank you for sharing your light, your art, your voices with us. You can catch Mo Collins in Wigging Out at the Bent Theater Company on March 21st. Get your tickets now at thebent.org. It has been a true pleasure having you backstage,
Very
Mo.
nice talking with you too. Thanks so much for having me. And
You're
we'll see
so
you
very welcome.
soon.
I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yay.
Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Backstage in Palm Springs, where the desert meets the stars.